No, it's interesting. It's interesting. I think even the U.S. Army, like, I'm not going to speak on behalf of Canada because I don't actually know, but I've read enough about the U.S. Army using Call of Duty, StarCraft, and other games for training purposes in like their military. Like it's kind of far-fetched, but at the same time, it's kind of cool because like it really does. Or like people dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, for sure. They play video games too, kind of to deal with what they've had to deal with overseas or whatever. And
they have
stuff.
A lot of social potential.
Yeah,
I think we've sort of like. I think we discussed that, but I think it's finally being acknowledged in really big ways that they have big social potential.
It's ridiculous with video games. We've gone from 2 blocks moving, bumping a ball, to now we're playing RPGs
from the classic game of Pong
from across the world.
Like, it's crazy.
I don't know stats or whatever, but apparently video games are trumping DVD sales and Blu-ray and everything like that.
Music is actually the top leading entertainment industry, then video games. Video games has come from like far behind film, behind everything else, and it is now the second most leading entertainment platform or entertainment.
That speaks volumes. It's incredible,
and it's still growing. It's the most rapidly growing for sure.
But that makes so much sense when you think about it, though. It really is just an integration of film and anything else, if it so wants to be.
Oh yeah.
You know, the very like idea of a video game is that it can be all these things, except that you are actually
you are the protagonist, you are the actor, you're the cameraman,
you're making all the decisions. You're the one that's gonna have to pay the price if you kill somebody to move on, or you let them live and now you have to keep them alive.
Like those kind of like tough choice games.
It's not like there's just like a start, middle, finish anymore.
It's like start, middle, choose your own path.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
Well, it's like video games. There's no longer just like the main idea is just to make a fun game
and win. So that's something
you want people to think, you know?
There's they actually like hire writers. They hire voice talent. They hire
voice actors.
Yes, everything about that. Like even the advance of graphics. It's not just like to like it looks really pretty. It really is like. It's art direction. It's like a movie.
Like the biggest thing ever since like video games first came out, the big thing with game developers and designers were like, how can we make this look more like reality? Like it's it's incredible. Like I believe for me, like the first time I realized how far video games have come was when Elder Scrolls Skyrim came out. Like it was like to the point, detailed scenery. So
speaking on my own personal experience, I've been playing sports games for the last 15 years, and like the character and facial developments and like all the movements and stuff to become more realistic, to kind of make you feel like you're actually doing it.
They had the football teams, like even going as far as a hike and everything. You see the detail in every.
You see the breath. Like if it's a colder arena, you can see them exhaling.
You can see the sweat dripping off.
I know.
Some of my favorite games though, like do use that to its advantage, but in a more stylized way, because they can do that, right? Like
Can you name some examples?
Oh yeah, of course I can. I mentioned Portal a lot.
Yes.
But I mentioned Portal because it's very unrealistic and it doesn't really make an effort to be realistic. It's supposed to be a puzzle game with elements of really dark humor, which is really effective.
And probably the most interesting thing I learned about Portal was how it was created by a university team, right? And then bought the idea.
The mechanic was a DigiPen idea, and they sort of like it was a fantasy game at first,
right?
And they thought that it would work better in sort of like this like quasi-futuristic setting, this sci-fi setting. But then they were like, well, it's kind of boring. Let's add in a female robotic voice that likes cake. It's like it's quirky, but I like it.
Cheeky kind of thing.
Yeah,
but it's actually in another class of mine. Video games in the classroom, education 3P62, we actually use Portal as like a pedagogical tool and how we can use it in the classrooms, and it's just crazy because like you say it's this like crazy game, but
how can we use this
it's like the physics in it and the mathematics that go behind this game.
It's so finely tuned.
I want to be in that course right now.
There's so much learning behind this game, and it's just like there's more than that. What meets the eye to most people? Most people see these video games as just like a waste of time.
It's a game.
There's nothing to kind of enhance my life.
Yeah, it's incredible how like video games are literally there to enhance development in the human brain. And like at first,
you can't tell me that those games are hindering kids' lives because they really aren't.
The thought that it was the training devices for serial killers to execute school shootings and all that stuff. Like basically they're thinking, oh, this is going to train our kids to become mass killers and they're going to wield the gun like just like they would, and they're thinking it's going to be like Grand Theft Auto 5 and kill without consequence. No!
On the contrary.
On the contrary, like, I mean, the Grand Theft Auto theme is like you can basically do whatever the hell you want.
The title says Grand Theft Auto. You can do anything illegal.
Exactly. Like it's so open.
You buy the game Grand Theft Auto with your kid. What did you think was going to happen?
I think that video games are just what they are. And I think it really just comes down to the person who plays them. We maybe look down on video games too much. I definitely agree with that. But it really is our responsibility to take them as they are. The same with movies, the same with anything else. And it's like, Grand Theft Auto is a game where you can do anything you want. If that's like shoot people, if that's stealing a car. It's just what it is. Maybe it's teaching us about repercussions. Maybe it's teaching us, we can just exhaust all of our frustrations here instead of out there.
But
it is what it is.
Like apparently, like they tried to connect a school shooting. Like there was a school shooting video game where people
wait, what?
Yes, like you executed, like you planned out how to do a school shooting and everything. It was bad.
Like, it's similar to bowling, like for Columbine, but like a video game where you actually get to
no way.
Yeah, but
what developer?
I don't remember the
published as a video game, but it was released online and stuff.
Yeah, so like I mean, there are the creators that are going to do that type of thing. But I just don't think video games are the things that are inspiring people to like commit mass crimes. Like just the fact that you have a video game console does not define that you are like one of those introverted people,
psychos that are easily swayed by violent video games.
Again, it's what it is, and it's the person behind it. Right. It's like a computer is only as smart as the person who uses it.
Yes.
It's very much that same ideology.
Yeah. That's very, I like that.
Yeah. So I guess we'll conclude the discussion on the video game tournament stuff by kind of summarizing the biggest parts that we talked about. We definitely got a little off topic, but it's okay because
let's go for the
No, it's not okay. Stop.
The biggest summary points we can say is how whether a tournament is big or small, a lot of preparation goes into them, so it's definitely important for people to like socially interact and advertise to get that stuff out there.
Social media is such a huge impact of tournaments, and the fact that like it just brings everyone together.
Yeah, and it's so easy too.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Yeah, it took us a week. I think if we had a month to 2 months, would have had 4 times the size.
We could easily make something so much bigger than what we had. And even what we had, I'm still pretty proud of what happened.
Whether a tournament's big, small, World Championship qualifier, or even just drunk gaming in your house, like, those tournaments can last, like, a lifetime in a person's memory, and they're definitely becoming a lot more popular, like, just in a lot of social interaction. We talked about how they're now, like, social gathering mediums that bring people together when they're not normally able to even just hang out a lot. It's just saying how, like, the evolution of gaming from a once introverted basement dwelling activity turned into such a big like social hub for people to just come together. And even if they're a different ethnicity, race, gender, whatever, it brings people together and celebrates like just mass participation and spectating. We also talked about how the spectators are just as big as the players in role of importance and everything.
And can have just as much fun.
Yes.
Especially in the tournaments.
But overall, video game tournaments have definitely become like such a big pastime, going as far as competitive gameplay, and people literally train to competitively compete for these kind of gaming events.
I'll always be shocked that you can get a university credit for playing video games.
That still baffles me.
Not yet at Brock, but soon to come.
Well, they have a game. They have a game study course, and like they're gonna have their own department and everything. Yeah. It's gonna be crazy. That's why I'm even looking into like future courses they'll have. Actually, we can conclude this session with a question to our audience again. What was your first type of video game tournament, or even just video game gathering that you had with friends or whatever? Whether it was, tell us about that, and what was it like, even just as a spectator watching your friends? I mean, there's definitely a big difference in playing versus spectating, but tell us about your experiences and even what it was like to see the transgression, evolution of gaming. So, please tell us about your very first video game experience. We can now sign off from this episode.
Cool. I'm Connor.
I'm Alex.
I'm Cole. We conclude this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, comment, see us on Twitter, Facebook, all other social media, which we love to talk about.
All links are in our description.
Yes, exactly. And we'll say goodbye for now, and we remind you guys to game on.
Game on.
Game on.
Game on. Game on. Game on.
Game on!